What is up, YouTube? It is finally, everything is here. I'm insanely excited to be able to show this off. It is Red Hybrid BT7, English as high of rarity as it can physically be as of current. I've been looking forward to this deck since like set 4. You guys know how much I've been excited for this deck, so let's just jump right into this. So we're going to start with the babies. We have 4 Digimon. Because we're doing a lot of attacking straight into the player. Basically, that's the entire focus of this deck, is nothing but attacking the player directly. So your Digimon is going to gain that plus 1,000, which is great for your Emperors, your Ancients, as well as even your Aldemon. And then we are playing 1 Capurimon because while you have a Tamer in play, the Digimon automatically gets 1,000. Which really does come in handy, just for the fact that like most of the time we're gonna have Analog Boy, unless your opponent like Zwart defeats it off the table or something like that. We're gonna be keeping at least 1 Tamer on the table with something like that. So let's go ahead and get into the level 3s. God, guys, you guys don't know how excited I am to show this off. 3 Pokemon. I really like 3 in this deck because I want to see it early game. Because we're doing a ton of searching. There is so much searching in this deck to make sure that we get our combo pieces. To literally just to start going off like turn 2. Is basically our focus, is to try to really hit those game pushing end games by like turn 2 and 3. This deck is super aggressive. So Pokemon is really important for that. Then we have 4 of the BT4 Flamemon. Again, more searching. 4 of the BT6 Flamemon, because this is going to give piercing to our Emperors, to our Ancient. Basically, it's going to give piercing to everything in the deck. And that's insane because blocking no longer matters to this deck because of this. Where our game pushes used to be able to be stopped by a single block. With this, those blocks no longer matter. And then we have 4 of the new BT7 Flamemon. He's a Searcher, as well as on deletion, which combos really well with Ancient Greymon and your Analog Boy. On deletion, you get to play a Takuya from your discard, or from hand, without paying its memory cost. That's huge for the deck to just be able to free play a Takuya, where next turn you can abuse that, and probably end the game with Emperor. Level 4s, and there's a bunch of them. Hybrid, hybrid level 4s. We're going to start with 2 of the BT4 Agunimon. This card's really good just for ending games and just in general putting over a Tamer to start setting up for Aldemon, things like that. No, I honestly don't think I'd ever up the count. I think 2 is really good with, especially with the new Burning Greymon that came out. And yes, in May, whether or not this deck is still relevant or not, I will be finding the Tamer kit ones that have the new art with Emperor Greymon in the background. I missed the time frame to pre-order a couple of those, and I was upset. 4 of the promo Agunimon. This package for Agunimon 4 Ancient is insane. Just the fact that you warp for 2 into an Ancient, and if this is over top of like one of these Flamemon here, you're swinging for 3, and he's minimum 13,000, and if you've built up from a baby, he's 14, or he's like 13 to 14,000, swinging for 3 like turn 2. So Agunimon is insane. We are gonna be playing 4 of the new Burning Greymon. This card's nuts. It does everything you want it to do. It digivolves for 1 over another level 4, which, if for some reason you haven't seen your Ancient already, you can evo over this for 1 cost. And his assistance or his whatever is automatically live. Inherited. Good God, I couldn't think of the word. His Inherited is automatically live. Then when he evos over a Hybrid or a Takuya, you delete something with 4K or less. Burning Greymon is so insanely good. Our level 5s. We are playing 4 of the new Aldemon. This card is great. Again, another card that basically does everything we want it to and more. Just like the other level 5s for the new stuff, he evos if a Tamer is in its sources, you evo for 1 over a level 4. And then he gains plus 4,000 for the turn if there's a hybrid in his traits. So he's 12k for the turn, and then while it has 10 warriors or hybrid in its traits as a source, he doesn't activate security effects of options, which for him to do that under, like, say you fully build up an Ancient Greymon, and you're swinging for 5 at that point, more than like you're going to be swinging for the full stack at that point. I mean, Ancient Aldemon, like Burning Greymon, and the thing plus himself, or no, Ancient Aldemon, yeah, so 4. He's swinging for 4 just on that one stack check. He's ignoring option cards. Like, that's insane to do. So that Aldemon's effect is great. And the fact that you can just put it for free underneath an Emperor with Takuya, so good. And then we are going to be playing 2 of the the BT4 Aldemon. This card's still really good because he can swing for 11k, checking 2. And if those are like the last 2 your opponent has, you can then evo over him with Emperor and end the game with Blitz. Like, the card's so good. So it's oh my god, so good, so good. Level 6s, which we are not playing any level 7s. We just are not. I wanted to keep this as consistent as physically possible. 4 Ancient Greymon. We all know what Ancient Greymon does, but for those that are kind of new to the game, Ancient Greymon gives +1 security check for every Greymon name and hybrid in its sources. Now it does ignore like Dexter Greymon, Burning Greymon, stuff like that, but it does not ignore Burning Greymon for the fact of him being a hybrid. So he still does get that extra security check from him being a hybrid. He just doesn't get it from the name. So they just made that clear. And then on deletion, you get to play a level 4 red hybrid from hand for free. And then you're building up your stack again. And then our last level 6 is the newest Emperor Greymon. We're playing 3 of him. He is basically our game ender. Him having Blitz is great. He also, when he's blocked, you unsuspend him, then you gain a memory for every Digivolution card this Digimon has with hybrid in its traits. So you could probably be gaining like 5 or 6 memory, or 5 memory more than likely, because you're going to be putting the Takuya and everything. I mean, and then at that point, since he's unsuspended, you're going to swing. So no matter what, like if your opponent has if your opponent has only 1 blocker and they block, you're going to get your turn back. And then you're just going to end the game by swinging again since he's unsuspended. So he is absolutely our game ender. And the fact that he is a Blitz level 6 game ender is so good. Our option cards, and yes, because I have gotten a lot of criticism in the past for how I play red. I didn't normally like playing Atomic Inferno, but with the new build, I absolutely adore Atomic Inferno, but I don't think we need more than 2 copies of it. Because if it's in your security, the next turn you're gaining +1 security check, or if it's in your hand, at that point you pay 1, you gain +1 security check, as well as gaining 3 memory if it's blocked, and 3k. So things can check so much. Like with this, plus that stack I told you about with Ancient Greymon, like if it's built up, that's literally checking all 5. And he is swinging for 16, 17k at that point. And if Aldemon's in there, he's ignoring option cards. So at that point, he's basically, he's going to go untested. We are going to be playing 2 red memory boost. Again, more searchers. This card's so good because we want to see more memory, because we want to build up our stack faster, as well as searching out our pieces. And then we are playing 2 Analog Boy. I hunted these down so hard for the alt arts because I love this from Digimon World 1. I love the art. I just adore this card. But the interaction with this card and Ancient Greymon is so good, and I will actually show that off at the end. just because I don't know if everybody knows it, and I want to show off some of the to the new players what that looks like. So I'll show that here at the end. We'll keep those off to the side, and then we're going to end it off with our Tamers. We're playing 2 Marcus for our memory setter to make sure that we've got that 3 memory at the beginning of every turn. Yes, probably this should be the BT1 tie, but honestly, being able to gain that 1 memory off of Emperor is nice. Most of the time, you're not going to gain it off the Ancient, but this could honestly be swapped with the BT1 tie, no problem. And at the end of the day, like, that's probably what I'll end up doing once I find the alt arts, but I'm not gonna, with how the deck looks, I'm not gonna play them without the alt arts. And then we are playing 4 Takuya because we want to see this card. You can place 5 cards from your trash that have hybrid in their traits under him, and then the Digivolve into an Emperor Greymon for his cost. So at that point, you pay the 4, and you've got 4 underneath him, 5 underneath him. You literally are swinging for game with Takuyas. Plus, he gives 2,000 DP and an extra security check to the Emperor. So at that point, with Takuya, he has a 14,000 checking at least 2, probably more. So card gets nuts. I adore this deck. So we're going to show off that combo real quick. So say we have Analog Boy. Let's go ahead and put it to where, like, the optimal, we have this, and here, and then, like, nothing hatched yet open here. And then we have, like, let's say we have a Burning Greymon in hand and a Flamemon in hand, just as the most optimal. So here we've got the Analog Boy, as well as a Gunimon. So we're going to, like, and then let's put us at 1 memory. Okay. We only have 1 memory after evolving into him. We're going to swing with the Agunimon. We're going to pay the 2, which will put our opponent at 1 memory. And then we are going to play the Ancient Evo into the Ancient Greymon. Here. So at this point, we have Piercing. We're checking for 3. And then we'll just say it's untested for the moment. So he's 14,000, checking 3. At this point, once those checks are done, this will delete. Like, this right here will delete, which will trigger Analog Boy. So we're going to go ahead and Analog Boy, gain our memory back, which will put us at 0, which means it's going to continue our turn. We're going to hatch the 1 baby. Then we're going to trigger Ancient Greymon's effect to, like, play Burning Greymon, or if we had another, like, Searcher level 3 in hand, like another Flamemon in hand, we'll play that. And then we can Evo, like, Flamemon, get our draw for the turn. And I mean, there's at that point, like, it's our turn again. And we just checked 3, used Analog Boy, put us back to our turn, played Burning Greymon down, Evo'd into Flamemon into our baby, into our raising area. We're basically set our table back up just from swinging with Ancient Greymon and Analog Boy. Analog Boy's interaction with Ancient Greymon is probably one of the nuttier ones. And the fact that these are all 3 going to the discard, and that's 2 hybrids putting in the discard, is closer and closer to making our Takuya live, to be able to, like, play more things. Because, like, if that wasn't the Piercer Flamemon and it was this one on deletion and we had a Takuya in our hand, then at that point we play the Takuya in our hand and just keep going as well. Like, it's still more free plays. Analog Boy and Ancient Greymon together truly make so many plays in this deck free, and you can literally do that turn 2. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, that can be done turn 2. But that's where we're going to go ahead and end the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think down below. I made this as physically consistent as I could, just to make sure that every play was hitting as hard as it could. Like, we were just pushing as much as physically possible every time. That was the goal for the deck, is that we are wanting to hit as hard and check as many security as we physically can every turn. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit that sub button for more stuff. Like, this is I'm gonna be getting some videos with this weekend. I'm gonna be getting a ton of deck profiles coming from local players for this weekend, starting tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace, guys.